Hey there and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing a top 10 list for Valentine's Day, since that can pretty much fit all of your possible Valentine's Day plans. So I'm going to go through each of the different styles, the different types of occasions within Valentine's Day, and if you want to see all of them, just keep watching. So we are going to start with a classic kind of floral Valentine's Day. So these are, I think I should say, above everything else. Obviously you should wear whatever makes you feel most romantic and sexy, but I'm gonna kind of tailor it so that you can see and choose what your partner or your man is more into smelling. So this is like the classic romantic, the girly floral kind of gal, and I have two to choose from and to show you guys. The first one will probably come as no surprise, but it had to be included, and that is Delina by Parfums de Marly. There has been a roller coaster of emotions with this fragrance in terms of its popularity and then the hype and all that stuff. Everything aside, I think this is a really, really beautiful romantic fragrance, and you really can't go wrong. This is very girly, it's very floral, it's kind of musky. It is often worn on, people's wedding days as like a wedding day scent. I just think it's beautiful, and that tartness is something I really love in it, but I think it's just a very classic girly floral that you really can't go wrong with it. If you're one of the lucky people where it lasts all day on you or a very long time, then all the better. If you're like me and it doesn't last a very long time at all, maybe take some with you in a little like a decanter or something, or if you're just staying home, it's just a really, really beautiful one, and make sure you get it in your hair and a little bit on your clothing so it lasts a bit longer. But yeah, that would be one of the two fragrances I would suggest if you want a really floral, girly scent. The second one's just a touch cleaner, but still very floral, is Féminin Pluriel by Maison Francis Kurkdjian. Also very, very feminine and floral light. It's not even getting close to being something that's heady or gonna annoy someone. It's quite a safe fragrance. I feel like if you wanted a classier kind of office fragrance, this I don't see really annoying anyone. And again, it's super, super girly, not too sexy or forward or dark or anything like that. It's just a really classic smelling floral. And I get a lot of compliments on this, and it's kind of across the board been popular by women and men. I don't feel like it's only men that are super into this or only women, but it's an easy wear, and it's not too strong, as I say, but you can definitely smell it on you, and it has a really beautiful sillage, I find. So that is my second pick for a super classy kind of floral girly girl. Then if you'd rather smell a little bit sweeter, a little bit floral, but nearer to the gourmand, something super alluring, and again, super, super sweet, I have another two picks for you. The first one is Classique by Jean-Paul Gaultier. This is a super popular fragrance for many, many years, and throughout the years, I have seen guys just really tend to like it. Bottle aside, which is obviously very sexy, it's a very sweet orange blossom. It's again super musky and seductive. It's not too strong where it's gonna get darker and richer, which maybe your man or partner isn't really into. But it's definitely a stronger fragrance as a whole than something like Delina or Féminin Pluriel. It's got a little more punch to it, and it's super uber sweet, and I just love it. It's kind of, I don't know, it always makes me feel happy and sexy, but not too out there. And along those same lines, they don't smell similar, but they kind of give me that same vibe, so I had to include Olympea, and this is the Aqua Eau de Parfum Legere, because I know there's a whole bunch of flankers of this. I'm actually gonna spray this one. I haven't worn this in a while, and I need to. Again, very sweet. It's got a kind of like a little bit of like a salty note to it, but a very sweet floral with a hint of salt, just sexy enough. Again, it's got a kick, it's got some punch to it. It smells like coral orangey. I feel like it really does smell like the bottle color. And guys tend to, not always, but tend to really like those super sweet fragrances, and both of the, and florals to a certain extent. And this is kind of like these two, this and Classique, are the best of both worlds. If you want a floral, but you want it to be sweeter, you want it to be a little bit stronger and richer without venturing too dark or bitter, it's kind of like the perfect choice to go with something in that realm. All right, so the third category is if your man, boyfriend, husband, partner, whatever it may be, isn't into fragrance. Now, this could never be me because it's way too big a part of my life. It's basically a deal breaker, and I'm not kidding, but you can't help who you love, and there are definitely people who are not as into fragrance as you or I might be, and some people just have fragrance sensitivities. So I wanted to choose things that were cleaner, lighter, that sat closer to the skin, but that still allowed you to wear fragrance and were feminine and nice for Valentine's Day. So the first one is actually Simply Poudrée, I think it's what it's called. Simply Eau de Parfum Poudrée by Jill Sander. This is one I love. It's such, I just spray some. It's such a beautiful take on a powdery fragrance because it really isn't that strong. It really, while being definitely powdery, it doesn't, in my view, venture into areas that a lot of people would get turned off by powdery fragrances because it doesn't smell super makeup-y or super musky, and yet it has like a touch of both. And it's a very clean powdery fragrance, which sits very close to the skin, too close to the skin for my liking because I've used half of it now because I overspray like mad, and it truly doesn't last that long. But for someone who does have scent sensitivity or that doesn't really get into super strong scents, this might be the perfect thing where you can smell it and your partner can smell it for a number of hours, but it really is staying pretty close to the skin and it's quite clean. So it's just musky and powdery enough to be alluring for the both of you, but it really is not gonna make a statement when you walk into the room or if you're spending all your Valentine's Day inside, which I assume a lot of us are. And then the second one is actually a body mist, and this is by Rituals, which you guys know I love. And this is the Ritual of Sakura. So it's a very clean cherry blossom type scent. And I'm just gonna remind myself here. Again, it doesn't last that long. It probably lasts a bit longer than the Jill Sander, if I'm being completely honest, but it's just floral and light enough. I feel like if you want it to last a little longer, you can get it in your hair because it's a hair and body mist. But it really does stay on the cleaner side of a slightly powdery floral. I can't see really annoying or turning someone off because of just how inoffensive it is as a scent. Obviously, the scent sensitivity varies and some people can't have anything, but this is really, if you're gonna take a lighter route because of your partner, then these are the two kind of fragrances I would recommend. Now, on the opposite side of the spectrum, if your man likes richer, darker, strong fragrances that have very rich notes like coffee or amber or oud or a much jammier rose, then I've got two perfect picks for you. The first one is a fragrance that for many years I have heard from countless partners of my friends or just guys in my life that they love the smell of Black Opium, just the original Black Opium by Yves Saint Laurent. It's a fragrance that I see a lot of guys in perfume stores also purchasing for their wives or girlfriends. Maybe it's something about it just allures them to the bottle, but I also think they really do like the scent as well. And it's kind of, I don't want to say generic, but it's kind of a scent that a lot of us have. You're not really going to be blown away by this, especially if you've had Black Opium before, but you know, don't fix it if it's not broke. It is one that I hear time and time again guys really like. It's quite sexy. It's definitely stronger than a lot of the fragrances I've shown you thus far, and it's also darker. I feel like you can wear this in the daytime, but it really carries into nighttime quite well, and it's a really, really nice nighttime scent. So if you're having a full day of celebrations into the night, this is a great one to go with. And my second pick for a darker, richer, more seductive scent, if your guy likes those stronger scents and they don't have any sensitivity, would be Oud Bouquet by Maison Lancome. This is a stunner. I'm not the first to say it, and I won't be the last. It is very strong. It will last the entire day, maybe into the night, and it's just nice. It's got a kind of medicinal feel to it. The rose with the oud, it's really like, I feel like now that I sprayed it, it's definitely going to overpower a lot of these other scents, and you do not need to overspray even if you were an oversprayer, because this really is a very strong fragrance. And if your guy is into it, I think it's a super seductive one as well. It's just very intoxicating. That's the kind of word I would describe it as. It's a very, very intoxicating oudy rose. All right, so now the last category are the kind of seductive, sexy time fragrances. These are just sex in bottle kind of fragrances. They're the fragrances that I've heard the most about that just are intoxicating. I would recommend them. I mean, you can wear them whenever you want, but definitely if you're having kind of a night out, or more importantly, a night in, then these are the two fragrances from my collection that just came straight to mind. So the first one I've talked about before, I think in my other Valentine's or some type of like date fragrance video I've done. Fatale Intense by Agent Provocateur is a stunner. There is just something about this fragrance, and I haven't worn it in a while actually. I need to bring it out, and it's honestly perfect more so for a night in, because again, and this is I think universal, the lasting power really is not there on this, and it doesn't project that much. It sits pretty close to the skin for you and again a partner, but it is like intoxicating. It is so sexy in such an interesting way. I don't have any other fragrance that makes me feel the way this one does. It's not a gourmand, but I want to eat it up. It's kind of musky and a little peppery, because I think there's like Szechuan pepper in this, and I'm not a peppery fragrance person at all. It's one of my least favorite notes. But in this, I can't even begin to explain it. The bottle is sexy, obviously the brand, you know, it's a lingerie brand, but all of that aside, this fragrance just continues to blow me away. And because I loved it so much, I've tried other Agent Provocateur fragrances and none of them have really even come close to impressing me, which is a shame. But whatever they did with this is stunning, and I really, really recommend it, especially for date nights. And then the last one, and another great date fragrance that is constantly well reviewed by guys, is Armani Code Cashmere. I feel like it's root beery, but it's sexy, and it's just the kind of scent that whenever they've like blind tested it, or they'll just smell it on even like a piece of paper, it's always well reviewed. And I feel like that's kind of true across the board, like different ages and different like styles of people's tastes, and yet they will recommend or they will rate this high. And yeah, I really love it. I mean, it's a fragrance I absolutely adore. I think Armani Code Cashmere and Armani Code Satin are superior to the original Armani Code for women. I still have not gotten my hands on the satin, and it kills me because it's always sold out, but that's the kind of fragrance I would break my no buy for and make it a low buy because I just want both. But this one, super, super alluring and definitely great for a Valentine's Day date. And those are my top 10. A special mention, honorable mention, it's kind of cheeky, kind of fun, would be actually from Wickedly Good Scents. This is Amortentia or Amortentia. I never know how to pronounce this, but it is technically like named after the love potion in Harry Potter. So I thought I would mention it, and it's the most powerful love potion in Harry Potter. And it actually has, you can't really see on here, I think, but the juice itself has like shimmer, and it's just very, it kind of looks like mother of pearl, really. And honestly, it's a very fruity fragrance, which like a fruity floral, which I wouldn't have expected Amortentia, the kind of fragrance, to smell like. The theory or like the story around it is that it's supposed to smell different to every person depending on their love and what their interests are. And it's like distinct to each person, so it'll smell completely different. Obviously this is just a fragrance and it doesn't do that. It's a very fruity floral, and it's a beautiful mother of pearl juice. So I thought I would mention that because I thought it was very fitting for all things love and Valentine's Day, and I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, don't forget to let me know in the comments below which one of these fragrances you've tried or that you'd like to try. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.